recyclable product. I don't have any study unless the government forces me, or I don't know.
Okay, so hello everyone. We're so delighted that you joined us today in this open day for the international programs, and I'll be presenting the environmental program. So it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Alon. I'm a faculty member at Tel Aviv University. I'm also the head of the international program for the environment. I'll be talking just for a few minutes at the beginning, just to give you kind of the highlights and understanding of the program. And then we'll have two students, Shira and Kineret, talk a little bit about the program today to give you some ideas of what they're experiencing. And then we'll open it up to questions that you can ask us, and we'll try to help you as much as we can. So a little bit about the international MA program. Some highlights about it. So first of all, it's a one-year program extended over 3 semesters. It takes a multidisciplinary approach in the whole program, in the way that we envision environmental issues and challenges. And therefore, the courses, the field work, and all your hands-on experiences are all varied across many topics and disciplines in environmental, with faculty members and leading this environmentalist, and of course, taking into account cutting-edge environmental research. So apart from courses that we give, we also have a lot of hands-on experience in environmental issues. They come as field trips where you go out and visit all parts of Israel to understand some of the environmental challenges. Project-based courses that focus on environmental issues, and then you experience how to solve these problems. And of course, also a voluntary professional internship that allows you to also kind of experience working with NGOs or municipalities to get really an understanding of how environmental challenges are tackled at this level. The program also includes international students coming from abroad, but also Israelis with very diverse backgrounds. So that gives you an extraordinary opportunity to really know people from other parts of the world and other disciplines of environment. So the program, as I mentioned, is a non-thesis program where you're not required to hand in a thesis at the end of the year, but those of you who want to extend it could actually add another year, an extra year, and then find a mentor and then hand in a thesis, and that would be included as a full thesis master program. A little bit about the requirements. Applicants can come from various different backgrounds, either BA or Bachelor of Science in any field. They need to have a GPA of at least 3.2 out of 4 or 80 out of 100. They need to prove English proficiency and also provide 2 letters of recommendations. And on top of that, also provide a personal essay saying why did they choose this program, what is their affiliation with environment and environmental issues, so we can really learn a little bit about you. In terms of costs, this is the tuition for international students. For Israelis, the tuition is calculated based on a master program that is extended over 1 year, but there's scholarships and funding opportunities that make this easier. Fulbright, Masa, our international school also provides some scholarship opportunities. And also tuition assistance can come from Olim, for newcomers from the Israeli Student Authority. In terms of the school, so we're now building a new environmental school here in what used to be called the Porter School. And this new school is going to tackle many of the environmental challenges, but even on a larger scale. These are some of the topics that will get priority over the next years. Sustainable cities, environmental economics, One Health, chemistry, biodiversity, but by no means are they the only things that you will be learning in the school. There's a lot of other topics that you will be tackling because of this multidisciplinary approach I mentioned. And so, of course, there'll be other important courses on climate change, economics, energy, food systems, and other types of issues related to environment. And like I mentioned, we put a very large emphasis on hands-on experiences. Some of you who want to can find projects in the field working in collaborations with NGO, local and regional governments, and of course the industry. And in that sense, our program is very, very versatile. So those of you taking the 1 year would be focusing more and specializing on the left part of actually developing careers in industries, NGOs, and being also what we call change agents. Those of you who would want to add another year can then also turn it into an academic career if they wish to do so. Here you have a very nice picture of some of our graduates from previous years. And like I mentioned, our program really opens up doors for those who want to have careers in environmental issues, in consultancy companies, startups, in governments, NGO, civil society, and of course, environmental education. Here are some examples of graduate careers based on a recent surveys. So you just can get some examples of what it means. So people graduated in our program found work as an environmental project officer, environmental engineer, a federal government consultant, environmental coordinator at the energy industry, smart city and freelance projects, CEO of Green Walls Roof Company, and being a sustainability consultant. So these are some of the options that our program then provides you with I would say, the tools to tackle. So I think this is kind of a good background just to start the conversation, and I'm very delighted to have Shira and Kinneret here with us to talk a little bit about their experience here in our program. And afterwards, you could obviously you could just ask them questions and us either practical or more other things that you wish to know and understand about our program. Shira and Kinneret, I'm more than happy to kind of pass this on to you and talk to us and tell us a little bit about your experiences.
Okay, can you hear us? Is this loud enough? Yeah, okay. So my name's Kinneret. I grew up here in Israel. My mother's American. So Shira and I have both started this year, year 1 out of 1. And I came to this degree program from a background in fashion and design, and I was struggling with the ethical questions that my job introduced me to. So far, I feel like we've been learning a lot. This program's some of the highlight courses for me. Like we have kind of, I think, programs that are maybe more obvious, like ecology or environmental economics, but we also had this amazing course about like hunter-gatherer societies and what we can learn from them. And we've had a course that has combined projects in the real world with our classes. Something that I would say that I'm really enjoying about the program is I came with a lot of trepidation about not coming from a scientific background and worried that I maybe didn't have the tools that I needed to keep up with everyone. And I think I can say that the classes altogether have been very approachable and very accessible. And the teachers I've studied with so far, at least, really don't assume that you know everything from the get-go, which has been really wonderful. I recently came back from a delegation in Kenya with an organization called Engineers Without Borders that we had studied with in our first semester. So I got linked with them through a course that I was taking. Yeah, it's been pretty nice so far. Yourself?
Sure. I'm Shira. I'm from the US. I made Aliyah, so I live in Israel now. My background is in outdoor recreation and outdoor management. And I chose the program because I wanted to focus more on the sustainability aspects of what I'd studied before. And I really liked the interdisciplinary aspect of the program, that I would get to learn like humanities and also sciences. I was really intrigued by just seeing the environmental crisis from different points of view and different fields of study. I come from more of a humanities background, and I've really enjoyed the humanities classes. But as Kinneret said, I also have found the science classes, the more like science technical based classes, to be very interesting and very accessible for me, who doesn't have such a scientific background. I think the people, I don't want to speak for them, but the people with a scientific background also find the courses very interesting. And I think I like the program also because like we come from a lot of different backgrounds and we have a lot of different perspectives on the classes. And I think it's interesting that we all can just we learn a lot from each other. And so far the professors have been great in all different courses, and they've been very patient, very willing to help. We're a pretty small group, so we've gotten to know each other really well. And yeah, I have an internship also. I'm studying with I'm helping research for the Arava Institute. And that's a really cool opportunity as well, that I got through the school.
Great. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to add? Or
Um,
maybe we can start with questions and that would get the conversation rolling.
I'll just say one more thing, which is that, as you pointed out, and also Shira alluded to this, we have a very interesting variety of students in our program, and it is small, but it's really fascinating, and people who come from very different careers, but also very different environments, and we have students from all over the world, and a lot of our classes, I feel very fortunately, are conversation-based classes, and then it's fascinating to hear about how, you know, the approach that I come to with a certain environmentally ethical problem is like seen very differently by a student who grew up in Nigeria, or a student who grew up, you know, in a, I don't know, a big city, or so I think that variety is really good for creating conversation and learning from each other, as Shira's pointed out.
Great. Wonderful. So maybe we could open it up to questions, and there's also Noga, the head of the school, is here. So maybe Noga, you want to introduce yourself in 2 minutes or 5 minutes?
Two is more than enough. Noga Konfelchor, I'm a professor at the zoology school at the university. I study environmental physiology. For the last 4 years, I served as the chief scientist of the Ministry for Environmental Protection. And since January, I'm chairing the new school. I think this is it.
Great. So please, any questions that you have for us here, we'll try to answer it as best as we can.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Nice to meet you. My name is Jamil. I'm from Argentina. Okay, so the first question I have is, I'm an architect, so I will love to know like how's everyday life there, if there's any connection with my field, you know, like I, I'm I'm not like I didn't maybe understand like if it's more like a theoretical career or practical, technical, which kind of subjects. Uh, I don't know if you can like give me more information about and how can I connect it to my field.
Anyone want to try first to answer? I could. So of course, because we have such a large and varied backgrounds, it's obvious that, you know, we can't, you know, we try to tackle the whole issues of environment from a very broad kind of perspective. So, and we've had through the years many architects coming and learning. So you get a different angle about the environmental issues from as seen from scientists coming from different perspectives. Of course, some of the courses that you will be taking, for example, on cities or sustainable cities, might have some angles that relate more closely to what you do. But as a whole, you will be kind of exposed to many very, very different aspects of environment, from climate change, biodiversity, economics, One Health issues. I teach a course on food systems, so you'll be experiencing that. And there's others who teach other courses as well. And together they kind of give you a very large perspective about the environment. You might take your personal knowledge and integrate that into some of our hands-on projects, some of the internships, and some of the other seminars where you could bring your own kind of profession and knowledge and, you know, bring it together with environmental issues and, you know, take it to to a further step in understanding the environment.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Also, my question was if there were some other architects here in the
Definitely,
master. Yeah, because
definitely.
I'm very interested in like in sustainability, but I didn't know if it was like something for my field. But yeah, I agree that it's better if we are like different kind of people and subjects, so we can absorb from everyone.
We have an architect in our program right now. And she's focusing in some of her projects and in her internship, she's focusing on like sustainable architecture and things like that. So definitely works with the architecture degree.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so yeah, okay.
Sorry, that's fine.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, good afternoon over there. Yeah, my question is, what percentage of the course is mostly practical, and what percentage is more of theory, where you have to know those technical terms to be able to pass? Since most of us are coming from different course backgrounds. Yeah, because for me personally, I'm biased. I'm mathematics biased, so I don't know much about the environment. So I'm here to know the scope of the course so that I'll be able to acclimatize with it. So I would like to know what percentage is more theoretical, which you have to know more of the technical terms, and that of the percentage which is project-based or field-based.
Okay. I'll try to answer that. So first of all, even the theoretical or courses or the ones that you might not have any knowledge in, they're built from the bottom up, understanding that the people who come from a various different backgrounds. So they would never assume that you know anything about climate change. They will start from the beginning. So in that sense, you won't be left behind.
Okay.
So that's that's where the kind of the practical courses, they all assume that people come from various different backgrounds. In terms of the percentage, I don't have the number in my head, but the courses, of course, so like I mentioned, we have core courses where you are given this kind of basis to start in understanding environmental issues. And those courses are theoretical, but then we have practical, more hands-on experience. You would have one course that has field trips where you go out every week and learn about some issues out there in Israel that, of course, occur in every part of the world, but you'll see it here in Israel. And of course, we have seminars, which are, again, more practical in many cases, that you will then have the opportunity to kind of, again, take a subject and learn it, and then also collaborate with organizations. And what Kinneret was doing was working, of course, in field work as well. And you also have this option, which is not integrated in the program. It's a more voluntary option, is the internship, where you go, like what Shira was talking about, work for an organization that you can then gain some more practical and hands-on experience. So I don't have the percentage in my head, but you see it's a good mixture, because the idea is to give you the basis, but also provide you with toolkits to take on environmental challenges in careers wherever you guys would go afterwards. Okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Any other questions?
How does the internship work? Like, how do you choose it? Where are the spots? Can you explain more?
Shira, would you want to maybe answer this one?
Yeah, so basically towards the beginning of the year, there was a list of internships sent out, or like different organizations that were looking for interns. There was an English list and a Hebrew list. So I applied for ones on the English list. I think we could apply for 3, and then they'll interview you if they like you, and you will just, whichever one likes you and you like them, you can end up doing an internship for them. Yeah.
I'll also add, I'm also doing an internship. I'll also add that so there's a small stipend at the end of the year. Obviously, I don't think anyone's doing it for the money. It's very good work experience. and also looks great on your resume afterwards. But it was really, there's something very nice in the fact that the school says, here's a list of places, and the list was longer than the amount of people who could possibly have applied for internships. And they worked really hard to make sure that you got an internship. I think it's, to differentiate from like a job search where you're not guaranteed a job at the end, like you were guaranteed an internship if you were interested. And I know that I was really trying to decide between two different places, and the person in charge of the placement, Liat Nisanov, like got in touch with me personally, and she was like, look, these are two options and they're both interested, and which one do you prefer? Would you be okay if it was the one that you listed as number 2 out of the two? Like, there was I think there was like a really good effort to make sure that we got internships that we were all happy with.
Yes, cool. Thank you. And I have another question. Sorry that I don't put my camera up. I'm on the street. But how I saw like the program schedule, and is there any student that work during the program, or it's not possible like that?
Yes, Shira and I both work. Go for it.
I work very part-time, so
We got
Yeah.
a shift-based schedule.
I have shifts, yeah, or I can kind of do it around the school schedule.
Yeah, I have a position that's 50% long, that's 50%. So it's also, I'm expected to work 20 hours a week, and I also have very kind and flexible supervisors who are happy as long as I do the job at the end of the day. But we also have a classmate who is working kind of more at it like an industrial job, and so he's like attending some classes online, or not every class is mandatory participation attendance, and so he's watching the recordings at the end. And I don't recommend it personally because I'm like a big in-person kind of person, but it is possible to work. I don't think that I would recommend to you to work full time, like 100%. I don't know if that's possible. Also, the advantage to this program is that it's over in a year, but in order to do that, you need to be available for about 2-ish days of your weekly schedule. So yeah, I think it's just kind of like, is it possible to work? Yes, I think every single one of us also earns a living on the side. I wouldn't recommend a 100% full-time job while doing this.
Okay, thank you.
I have also 2 questions. First, I wanted to ask, like, how big is the program? So how many people are in it? Oh, this time at least, this year. And actually, I have 3 questions. And the second is, when is the internship taking place? So when are you doing your internship in like like in the whole year? When is it placed?
Sorry, Clara, could you repeat the 2 questions?
Oh, sorry. Is my sound not that good?
No, it's okay. I heard. I will repeat. You asked about how many students are in the program. Well, it changes from year to year. This year we have about 9 students. Previous year we have about 13 students. So it can change. But the program does have a lot of courses joined with the Israeli program, so you will have classes that include more students. The second question, the internship. You do it, I think you started, Kineret or Shira, correct me, you started during the first semester, correct? It's about a 4-month internship that you do it throughout the year.
The internship started around December or January, and it's about a 6-month internship, so it ends in like July. And I think it really depends on who you intern with. I can say my supervisor is very generous. She knows what it's like to be a student, and she keeps saying to me, like, let me know what you can do for this week, and let me know if you're really busy with. They're also really nice and kind about like being aware of our schedules, and during test periods, then we don't. I haven't been asked to do anything during exam period because of that. Yeah, I think again, that's a big advantage to getting an internship through the school, is that like the internships are in complete cooperation and communication with the school about what are our needs or like what are our circumstances. And so they kind of accommodate to that.
I will add to that the internship itself is not mandatory and it's not integrated within the program. It's something extra that you can do if you're, you also work or you have a lot of, coursework that you need to do. You could certainly decide not to take it if you want, but it's an option to increase your kind of exposure to other organizations working in the field.
Is there maybe a list of like the past years, what kind of internships there have been or that were offered?
Yes, I think there is something we have on our website, and I will send you.
Very
thanks.
diverse, very diverse.
And also one more question about the funding. Do you know like how it has been in the past? Like, is it hard to get funding or like, some kind of funding, or how is the process?
There are many scholarships offered on the international school website, which I can also send you a link. There's also the one that I know is the International School Scholarship, which it's open to every master student in all programs. So this is one that you can apply for our program. If there are additional ones specific to countries or other criteria, you need to look in the website, in the Law International website. I see if I can send you here in the chat, or if not, I will send you afterwards to your email.
Thank you.
I have a question. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I saw that there's another one that it's another master. It's called Sustainable Management, something like that. I would like to know the differences, like the main differences between this one and that one.
Noga, maybe we could say, is there anything new we can say about this at the moment, or?
We are working with them, trying to combine the programs because there's a great deal of overlap between them, even some of the courses. We have more options, I think, than they do, because we work with the whole campus. So if the school, the new environmental school has about 120 affiliated professors from all faculties. So I think that if you look at options and connections in all faculties, for example, you said that you're from architecture. Just today, a new professor from architecture moved here to our building, and she's going to work with us. So I think that these are opportunities that don't exist in the other international programs. And in any case, we are trying to combine all of them. They were opened due to historical issues that are now solved, and we'll try to combine them even this year.
So you mean that it's gonna be the same program, or?
It's going to be maybe different tracks in the same program because many of the courses are the same courses anyway,
Okay.
same lecturers. And we actually work with all faculties and they belong to the social sciences faculty. I think that their program will also benefit and improve once it moves to our school.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I just sent 2 links, one of the scholarships and the second for the internship program.
Any further questions? Okay, so I think we could finish here. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing you next year with us. And if you have any further questions, just reach out to any of us, and we'll try to answer it. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
can I ask something? Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned the program there is like also a Hebrew program. Like, what's the difference except of the language?
The program in Hebrew, you're asking about the program in Hebrew?
Yeah, sorry. A lot of noise here. Yeah,
So
like
the main difference is that the program in Hebrew, you can take it in 2 years, and some of the courses will be in English combined with the international program, and there are many more elective courses that are given in Hebrew.
If I may add to that, Shirley, as someone who grew up here and fully speaks both languages, in the international program, half of us are technically Israeli. So we can speak Hebrew fluently and we can attend courses in Hebrew. The big advantage of this program, in my opinion, is the fact that it's over in a year. But also a secondary, almost as big advantage is the multicultural character of this program and the fact that you really do get people from all over. And I will say that as someone who speaks both languages fluently, I have already, like, last semester taken a course in Hebrew because I was looking at electives. I had asked Lee to send me the list of electives in Hebrew as well, and I chose a course from there and chose a course from that was being offered specifically to our program. And certainly, like, you know, I have classmates who have said, oh, you know, this Hebrew speaking course sounds more interesting to me. Could I just sign up to that? And that's been possible. So if you are thinking of both, there's definitely a way to combine both. Like, you're not going to miss out on courses that are being offered only to the Hebrew speaking program by taking the international program, in my experience.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Last minute questions, or we'll end it here. So again, thank you so much for joining us, and see you next year.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.